Ms. Dammers, call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The United States calls Mildred Frederick, Your Honor. Ma'am, if you will raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give in the cause before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God? Yes. Mildred Frederick, plaintiff's witness, sworn. Please have a seat, then state your name for the record. Okay. Mildred Frederick.
Miss Frederick, it's very hard to hear in this courtroom. For everybody to hear you, you're going to have to talk right into that microphone in front of you.
Okay. Good afternoon, Miss Frederick. I'm on your left and in front of you. Can I get some water, please? Sure. Thank you. Miss Frederick, in 2013 and 2014, where were you living? Georgia. In Atlanta? Cobb area. Do you want my address? No. You don't need to give your address. Okay. What part of town? Powder Springs. Were you friends with someone named Spike? Yes. Do you know his real name? Alonzo. Did you call him Spike? I'll call him Spike. When did you meet Spike? It was a long time ago. It's so long. I would say maybe 5, 6 years. A long time. Before 2013? Around that time, yeah, I would say. Do you know Spike to be a member of a gang? Yes. But the way he said it, it wasn't no longer a gang. It was a way of helping other people. He changed it. That's what my kids were telling me. No, it is a gang. But I was already friends with him. Do you know what gang that was? Gangster Disciple or something like that. Were you and Spike close friends? We became close friends. Yes. Your Honor, this line of questioning relates to overt acts 38 and 39. Ms. Frederick, let's talk about December 22nd, 2013. Did you call the police on that day? Yes, I did. Why? I got hijacked, robbed. This was in 2013. Had you reported your car stolen at this time? Yes. In a prior incident before the carjacking? Oh, yes. So that probably was a while. You see the dates? I don't remember the dates. Do you remember it being winter of 2013? Yes. Had your car been stolen? No. What kind of car did you have at that time? I had an Infiniti Q4. Is that an SUV? Yes. Did your car stop working? Yes. What happened? I didn't know because I just heard it just stopped. It was a ticking sound. And I had called Spike. I said, and he was ticking. I think it just stopped. He was like, "You dumb idiot. You forgot to put oil in it." So I was like, "Oh." So that's what ended up happening. What did you and Spike discuss about your car? Basically, your FUCED. I'm sorry. That's okay. I'm sorry. I pretty much, in order to get something, another vehicle, we both kind of suggested to make believe it was stolen so I can get another vehicle to get insurance money, basically. So you and Spike came up with this plan to get insurance money? So I could get another vehicle? Yeah. What did you do with the car? I listened to what he told me to do, and I towed it near his location. So this was Spike's plan to tow the car? Yeah, I towed it, yeah. It had to be near his location. And also, I also had a similar, to repair my car around that area, so it was kind of convenient at the time. So I towed it in, pretty much, I believe, on his block. After you had the car towed around the block near Spike's house, what happened to it? It disappeared. Did you call the police to report the car as stolen? Yeah. How did you decide when to report it stolen? I waited until he told me to do it. He, being Spike? Spike. I waited until he told me when to go ahead and call. It's done, and I just waited on him. When you reported the car stolen, did you lie to the police? Yes, I did. Are you telling the truth here today? Yes. After you reported the car stolen, did you file a claim with your insurance company? Yes. Did the claim include information about the car, such as the VIN number for the Infiniti? Yes. Do you know what Spike did with the car? He just told me it was gone. It would never be found. And later on, when it's been a while because I guess they had to do an investigation, then he told me, look, if they do find it, it's burnt to crust. I'm going to hand you what has previously been marked as Government's Exhibits 073-0A39 and 077-0839. Do you recognize these? Yes. What are they? It's my vehicle. This is your Infiniti? It is my Infiniti. Burnt up. You said it was burnt up? It's burnt up. Your Honor, move to admit Government's Exhibits 073-0839 and 077-0839. No objection. Admitted without objection. Ms. Etienne, could you please put up Government's Exhibit 73? Ms. Frederick, is this your Infiniti? Yes, it is. This is what it looked like after it had been towed and burned? Yes. 077, Miss Etienne, please. Is this another angle of your Infiniti? Yes. Did you have permission from your insurance company to burn the car? No. Did you receive a payment from the insurance company for this Infiniti? I did. How much was that payment? I want to say it was almost $8,000. Ms. Frederick, in front of you there is a binder. There are exhibit stickers on the bottom right of the pages. Could you please turn to Government Exhibit 658-0A38T? The yellow? Because I see 723. Here, I'll come help you find it. Actually, we're going to start with 657-0A38. I'll help you. Okay. Miss Etienne, could you please play Government Exhibit 657-0A318? No T for the playing. Miss Frederick, do you recognize the speaker who's called Walton in the transcript? Yes, that's fine. What is he talking about? To take all the stuff out of the car, probably the tires, whatever is viable, to go ahead and sell it. Could we please turn to 658-0A38? It should be the next page in your book. Miss Etienne, could you please play 658? Who's speaking in this recording? Spike and me. And what are the two of you talking about? Basically, when it's done so I can report it to the insurance. So he's still stripping the viable parts in the car. Could you please turn to 663-0A38T? Ms. Etienne, could we please play Government's Exhibit 663? Is this you and Spike again on this phone call? Yes, it is. And are you discussing have the car towed in the plan? Yes. Were you doing hair at this time as your job? Yeah, I worked in a hospital. Also, I'm a hairstylist. Could you please turn to Government Exhibit 665-0A38T? Ms. Etienne, could you please play that recording? Who's speaking? Spike. And you had an Infiniti. That was the car that we saw? Yes. What is he saying that he did with the car? The situation, like he said, my dumb ass, we gotta put oil in it. So he had to push it to get it to the location to do what he had to do to get rid of it. Could you please turn to Government's Exhibit 670-0A38? Miss Etienne, could you please play Government's Exhibit 670? Is this Spike again? Yes, it is. And he is talking about having blown up your car? Yes. Could you please turn to Government Exhibit 686-0A38T? Okay. Miss Etienne, could you please play Government's Exhibit 686? Is this you and Spike again? Yes, it is. And you had reported the car stolen to your insurance company? Yes. And Spike blew up the Infiniti? Yes. Miss Frederick, were you indicted in this case? What do you mean by that? Were you charged with any crime? No. Did you immediately start cooperating with law enforcement? Yes. After the fact, yeah. I was shocked. Let's turn our attention to March 20th, 2014. Were you in a relationship at that time? Pretty much. Probably was. I mean, with whom? Well, I was married, going through some stuff. So I was in a relationship with Ricky. And after that, were you in a relationship with Ladera Sickerson? Is there another name? Scope? Yeah. That was really quick little relationship. It was stupid. But, yeah. Was that in March of 2014? I want to say yes because, it's springtime. It's such a long time. So, yeah, sure. I would say, because it was still kind of cold. Yeah. Did you call Scope by any other names? No. It was just Scope or, Maxwell. Max, yeah. You referred to him as Maxwell? Yeah, I did. Because he had long dreads, yeah. How did you know Scope? Through Spike? Yeah. Where did you meet him? At Spike's house. Had the two of you met in the fall of 2013? Yeah. That's kind of cold. Yeah, around that time. Yeah. What were you planning to do when you and Scope were together on March 20th, 2014? At that time, I had money with me, so I was trying to purchase a car. So I was looking for a car at that time, and I had cash on me. I went to purchase one at the dealership, and he stopped me. He? Scope. He stopped you from buying that car? Yeah, because he had a better idea of that I could get another vehicle cheaper by private owner. Did he tell you about a specific car? Yeah, it was two particular ones that he was talking about. And I wanted a Lexus, but then it was a Benz. So it was, that's the kind of conversation we was having back and forth. And also with Spike. Had you told Scope what kind of car you wanted to buy? Yeah, because I wanted an Infiniti, a truck also. But they said it would be definitely a truck, or it definitely would be a particular name. Was it your understanding that Scope found a car for you to purchase? Yes. Did Spike tell you about that car as well? Yes. Who was the supposed seller of this car? It was a private owner, Spike knew. He saw the vehicle. He said it definitely looks like me and Scope, so we was meeting up. Had you seen this vehicle? No. I probably saw it was both of them texting me, and probably a picture. I'm not sure. But it was, bring the money and we need to get the vehicle. What were you driving at that time? A rental. What color was that rental car? It was white. Was it a big car or a small car? It was a small car. Did you need to make a decision about whether to buy the car Scope and Spike had told you about quickly? Yes, because it was a good price and they talked him down. And that's why he said bring cash with you. And I did. How much did Scope and Spike tell you the car was going to cost? I probably want to say about $18,000 because I had extra money with me. So I can't remember how much, but I know it was around that. I had more than what the insurance gave. Did you have around $14,000 in cash at this time? Yes. Did you go to work on March 20th? I'm always working. Where were you? I think you had mentioned earlier, but where were you working at this time? I worked in a hospital. I also worked in a nursing home, private care. I did hair. I should be working today. We appreciate you being here. What did you do when you left work on that day? What did I do when I left work? Did you go to Scope's house or his place? I would say his place if I'm going to, in order to purchase that vehicle of. Yes. No. They told me a particular spot to meet that was not too far away from his home. It was like a parking lot area, so it was probably maybe 4 blocks. It was like a convenience store. It's a store that they buy food. It was a big lot, so that was the location. And Scope was in the car with me. So you had picked him up? Yeah, so he was driving. He was driving. He told me, we're going to go over here. And he parked away from the store. I was kind of like in the middle, which was kind of odd. Were you sitting in the passenger seat? Yes. And where was the $14,000 in cash at this time? It was in the glove compartment. Had you told Scope that's where the money was? Yeah, he saw that I put it there. How was the cash package? It came straight from the bank. It was crisp, nice, wrapped around. It was brand new. Why did you go to this particular parking lot? Did Scope give you a reason? Yeah. He said this is where we're going to meet. The owner was going to meet. And we was going back and forth with Spike on the phone, talking to me. You got the money? And Scope was in the car too. So he was distracting me. This is where we're going to go. The vehicle is going to be here. So it's ready. You got the money? You ready to pay him? And I was like, yes. Ms. Etienne, could we please see Government Exhibit 631 that has already been admitted? Is this where you went? Yes. Is this the parking lot? Yeah. So you had parked in the middle somewhere? I was in the parking lot, yeah. Did Scope get out of the car once he parked? Yeah. What did he do? Well, he kept on. He kind of was pacing, talking on the phone. I guess he was talking to Spike. And he was also smoking a cigarette too. So he was standing outside the car? Yeah. What happened next? Someone came. A guy came through my side, and the window was open just a little bit. So when Scope left, he left the door open. So the guy came with a gun and said, "Get out. I want the money, everything." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have anything." But actually, at that particular time, he was constantly, I was scared. So I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have no money." And I kept going back, "I don't know what you're talking about." So then Scope came back in here. "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And he opened the glove compartment. I was like, "What the heck?" So the guy didn't even know because I was constantly arguing with him. "I don't got no money. What are you talking about?" Was he pointing a gun at you? Yeah, it was a silver gun. Did you give him your purse at some point? Yeah, I gave him my purse so he can go with that, and that should have been enough. I have no money here. So then Scope kept going back and forth, walking. Then he was like, "Oh my God." And he came back in and he opened the glove compartment. And that's when the guy saw the money. So he came and he kicked me out of the car. He, the guy with the gun? With the gun. He had a black hoodie. And I was trying to fight him because I'm like, this is not happening. I was really scared, but I was not thinking. I was stupid fighting with him, but I was just like, this is not happening. But I kept on fighting, and he kicked me out of the car while it was moving. And what happened next? I started yelling, "Help, help." And Scope was like, "Shh, calm down, don't worry about it." I was like, "Help, help, help." And I saw across the street it looked like a cop, but it was a security guy. And I was like, "Help, help, I've been robbed. I've been robbed." Then he was like, "What happened?" "Right across the street, they took my money. They took my car." And then I just saw Scope just took his cell phone and just started bashing it. I'm like, okay, bashing it. I was like, "What are you doing? I need that evidence because it has a guy who was selling me a car phone number. I need that. I need that." And then I could see across the street, Spike. He had a red t-shirt and somebody else brought him across the street. I guess he wanted to see what was going on. Spike was across the street. And after all that happened, I'm calling for help. Scope, I guess the cops came. They talking. So then Spike came to see what's going on. He was across the street and I could see him looking. So I'm going to walk back a little bit and slow this down. After the man approached with the gun and Scope opened the glove compartment, you fought with him a little bit? Yeah, I was in the car. And you were scared? Yeah, I was scared, but I didn't want this to happen. The car was moving. He was like, "Get out, get out." And he kicked me out of the car with his foot. And once he kicked you out of the car, did he drive away with the car? Yeah, he drove away with the car. And your $14,000 was in the car? Yes.